Scaring of Hyber. I think I'm going to try to choose more options as more of Liliana's options this time. Except for, unless occasionally I might want to choose something different, or if it looks like her option would lead to disaster. Then I'll choose something else, but otherwise I'll just try to choose hers. What am I going to choose here? I get gold from Liliana, 60 influence from Cullen. I think Cullen would actually be slightly better. I can always get gold another time.
All right.
Barracks Revenge. I'm going to choose Liliana for that one. Now if we go. I'll try to make sure I talk a little bit louder so everyone will be able to hear me. Have some armor made. Guess I can do that. I don't know if I have the pieces for it though. Got all these little mini quests done. Actually, I think I need to find stuff first. Passing notes. Okay, I'm gonna go find that guy, one old guy's notes.
You remember I once minister. Yes, I assumed you were used to having Templars around, keeping us safe from the mages. The mages in the circle follow the chant of light as faithfully as the Templars, sister. More faithfully than some Templars, even.
I have to listen to some of these conversations.
Some of the things those Templars did when they thought I did not see.
Yeah, not all Templars are good, not all are bad.
Reports of fade rifts and demons keep coming. The people are terrified, and it's only getting worse. The only thing that will calm their fears now, you have to be that someone. No one else has any power over the rifts. Seal them. Your legend will spread, and Thedas will learn to trust the Inquisition.
Why do you want me to seek out the rebel mages? Why do you care?
I've known mages. Some of them were better people than me. And yet I'm free and they're not. It's not right.
They called you the left hand of the Divine.
That they did? What of it?
What is the point of an Inquisition?
Yes, what is the point?
Justinia would have started the Inquisition if the Divine Conclave failed to restore peace. She hoped that with enough support, we could challenge the very tenets of the Chantry. She wanted the Chantry to treat the mages fairly. But sometimes I wonder, why stop at mages? The Chantry has committed many injustices. If we're going to change it, why not change the whole thing? It's just a thought. None of this will be possible if we fail.
I'm sorry she died.
I'm sorry she didn't live to see the Inquisition.
So am I.
I could use the left hand of the Divine at my side out there.
Every agent out in the world is my eyes, my ears, my blade. Coming with you, leaving my post, would blind and bound me. Do you see?
Yes.
What exactly does the left hand of the Divine do?
A divine always has enemies. And Justinia, I watched, had an ear to every door. I identified threats, and I dealt with them.
Why did Justinia have so many enemies?
There were many who felt she was unfit to be divine. Unlike many, she wasn't given to the Chantry as a child. She chose it, and because they thought she was unworthy, they wished her harm.
Sounds like a spy master.
So you were her spy master, too?
I handled difficult situations that couldn't be resolved through more delicate means.
I'd like to hear about Justinia.
A friend. A mentor. Like me, she had secrets.
Made mistakes.
It made her human. I think her followers responded to that.
Was there something more than friendship?
You're asking if we were lovers? Typical. I was devoted to her, therefore it must be romantic. Love is common. Love is simple. My bond with Justinia was something greater. She was a sister, a mother. So to answer your question, yes, it was more than friendship.
How did you meet?
How did you and Justinia meet?
I met her a long time ago, before she became divine. When I met her, she was Mother Dorothea. I was at my lowest. No, wait. She hates it when I say that. I saved myself. She just showed me it was
We'll talk more.
Did you need something?
Damn it. I'm gonna end up spending a good portion of this stream just talking to people, not getting much done.
You seem to know a great many people.
I have made friends, and on occasion enemies. It's unavoidable.
You seem to know Josephine quite well.
I met her a long time ago, but we didn't become good friends until years later. After the Blight, in fact. I'd just returned to Val Rayo, and she welcomed me back by throwing a diplomatic ball. She was the Antivan ambassador at the time. The ball was... alright. Too many politicians. At midnight, Josie and I left to find a real party. We've been friends ever since.
What do you consider a real party?
It's not a real party until someone's small clothes are pinned to a chantry board. And that's all I'm saying about it.
They say you spent some time in Lothering. Did you know the champion?
We spoke a few times. I seldom left the chantry, and we never became more than casual acquaintances. I saw more of the Hawk twins. Bethany in particular. She would spend time in meditation at the chantry. The other one, the young man, he was a little surly. I did encounter the champion again later in Kirkwall. Those were terrible times.
Was this when the Chantry was destroyed?
No, that happened later. But even then, the news coming out of Kirkwall was...
disheartening.
There were some in Val Rayo who wanted the Divine to declare an exalted march. Justina sent me there to see if that could be avoided, to gather evidence to calm those agitating for war. I guess it didn't matter in the end. I'm listening. I have made friends, and on occasion...
You have a history with the Warden who ended the Blight, don't you?
I had the privilege of calling him friend before he died. The world seemed much duller after that. It still does. Did you need something?
Let's talk about you.
Me?
Bards tell tales. I bet you tell some good ones.
There are plenty of tales in the library. Perhaps you should look for them there.
What did you do before you worked for the Divine?
I was a bard, an Orlesian spy. For a time I also served a small cloister in Lothering. After the Blight, the Divine called on me to oversee her personal network.
Can you teach me to be a bard?
Being a bard is so much more than being... It involves a keen understanding of politics, the ebb and flow of influence, the great game.
I am a nobleman's
The
son.
Bard's is an intricate dance where a smile can be sharper than any dagger. The best way to learn, perhaps when this is all over, I'll teach you.
Damn, I'm gonna end up spending most of this time talking to people, not really doing much. Now I kinda wish I went with Fallout 4 instead.
You heard about the refugees out in the hinterlands, near Redcliffe? At least Mother Suzanne's there.
Okay, weapon material. I gotta find a logging stand too.
So, now that Cassandra's out of earshot, are you holding up all right? I mean, you go from being the most wanted criminal in Thedas to joining the armies of the faithful. Most people would have spread that out over more than one day.
I'm glad to be alive. Too many people died up there.
I don't even want to think about how many lives were lost on that mountaintop.
A lot of good men and women didn't make it out of there. For days now, we've been staring at the breach, watching demons and maker knows what fall out of it. Bad for morale would be an understatement. I still can't believe anyone was in there and lived.
If it was that bad, why did you stay? Cassandra said you were free to go.
I like to think I'm as selfish and irresponsible as the next guy, but this... Thousands of people died on that mountain. I was almost one of them. And now there's a hole in the sky. Even I can't walk away and just leave that to sort itself out.
You need to close the breach. I was fortunate.
It's pure luck that I escaped.
Good luck or bad? You might want to consider running at the first opportunity. I've written enough tragedies to recognize where this is going. Heroes are everywhere. I've seen that. But the hole in the sky... that's beyond heroes. We're going to need a miracle. Need something?
The red lyrium we found at the temple seemed to upset you.
My brother Bartrand and I sort of discovered red lyrium during an expedition in the Deep Roads. We located an ancient Tig, so old it barely looked dwarven. There was this idol there. Bartrand brought it back to the surface, and, well, everything's gone downhill from there.
So what is it? Just another kind of lyrium?
The red stuff is lyrium like a dragon is a lizard. It's not just a different color. It has a whole host of weirdness all its own. I've written to every mining cast house in Orzammar. No one's seen this stuff before or knows where it came from.
What makes it special?
Regular lyrium can mess you up pretty badly, but you have to ingest it. Red lyrium messes with your mind when you're just near the stuff. And then, it does creepy shit. I've had a few alchemists studying it in Kirkwall, in shifts.
If red lyrium is as dangerous as you say, why do you keep it?
I've heard that shit singing to me. I know better than anyone how bad it is. In Orzammar, miners keep regular, non-crazy raw lyrium in special lead-lined containers. Actually, it's a huge secret how they're constructed. Keeps surface folk from horning in on the lyrium trade. I pulled a lot of strings and got a smith to build me 4 of them nested inside each other. Nobody gets to study it up close for more than an hour, and they have to wait a week between shifts.
Why do you have red lyrium?
My brother kept a sliver when he sold it. I'm pretty sure he held on to it because it was already talking to him. That little shard drove him mad. I had him taken to a sanitarium and eventually found the fragment in his house. We brought the shit to the surface, Bartrand and I. So far, it looks like the answer is no.
I think that's a...
Need something?
Can I ask you something, Varric?
You want to talk about me? I'm flattered. Also inclined toward...
Are you from Ferelden? Or Ley?
Free marches, born and raised in Kirkwall. And despite whatever you've heard, no. Kirkwall's not that bad.
What do you do?
I'm not clear on your line of work.
I'm a businessman. My family has a seat in the Dwarven Merchants Guild. Merchants buy and sell goods. In my spare time, I manage a spy network, and occasionally, I write books.
If you've run a spy network, why is Leliana our spy master?
To be honest with you, she's just a better spy master. The truly great ones can keep their distance. Me, I always wind up babysitting my informants and worrying about their families. We're in better hands with her.
You're an author. What kind of books?
I've tried my hands at a few. My crime serials are my most popular. Hard in Hightown. The Tale of the Champion is the most famous thing I've written, or infamous maybe. I started a romance serial once, Swords and Shields, but to be honest, I don't have a knack for romances. Most of my stories end in tragedy. Probably that says something unfortunate about me.
What sort of shops do you own?
Actually, we don't own shops. Auction houses, a few mercenary companies, a couple of smithies. I think we own half a beet plantation. Most of that's my brother's doing. Bartrand had business sense. Not much tact, but loads of business sense.
How do you know?
How do you and Cassandra know each other?
You heard about the Kirkwall Chantry being destroyed? The guy responsible used to be a friend of mine. The Seeker had questions about that, and I had answers.
Where did you get that crossbow?
Bianca? She's one of a kind. There's a hidden shop in Kirkwall called the Black Emporium. I found her in a barrel labeled swag. The owner sold her to me for a ham sandwich and a pair of yellow ruffled pants.
Who's she named for?
I can't tell you.
And the
Complicated. It's the one story I'll never tell. We just have... No problem. Need something?
Can I ask you something, Varric?
You want to talk about me? I'm flattered. Need something?
I've read your tale of the...
That's a pretty common reaction. Go ahead.
Alright.
In the book, you say that first Enchanter Orsino turned himself into a giant monster made of corpses. How? Why?
Do I look like an expert on magical weirdness to you? Well, I can't tell you how. For the why, all I can say is he was desperate.
Damn it, now I wish I hadn't clicked on that one. Maybe I should have just followed that path up yesterday.
There is no way Hawk really could have killed the Arishok.
I was told later that the Qunari disavowed his actions. Apparently, the Arishok didn't get permission before he attacked Kirkwall, and the Qun didn't want another exalted march. When they finally sent a ship to haul the wrecked dreadnought away, they just said, as far as I can tell, that's the Qun's version of an apology.
Where are the rest of Hawk's associates now?
Meryl decided to look after the elves left homeless by the fighting. She's done a pretty good job of keeping them away from the mages and Templars, so far. I guess she has plenty of practice avoiding stupid human battles with her old Dalish clan. Fenris has kept himself busy, hunting down the Tevinter slavers who came south to prey on the refugees. I'm not sure exactly where he is at the moment. You can usually follow the trail of corpses, though. Isabella went back to the Raiders. She's calling herself an admiral now. I don't know if she's actually in charge or just has a really big hat. Sebastian went back to Starkhaven. I'm sure he's boring all sorts of people there. Hawk's little brother was off on some warden business near the Anderfell's border last I knew. Aveline is still guard captain. I'm pretty sure Kirkwall would fall into the sea if she quit her job. Need something? That's a pretty common reaction.
I'm gonna go talk to everybody but talk to Solus last. No, we'll go talk to Solus now.
Mother Giselle is doing more for the refugees than most.
The chosen of Andraste, the blessed heroes sent to save us all.
Sounds dashing.
Am I riding in on a shining steed?
I would have suggested a griffon, but sadly they're extinct. Joke as you will, posturing is necessary. I've journeyed deep into the Fade in ancient ruins and battlefields to see the dreams of lost civilizations. I've watched as hosts of spirits clash to reenact the bloody past in ancient wars both famous and forgotten. Every great war has its heroes. I'm just curious what kind you'll be.
What do you mean, ruins and battlefields?
Any building strong enough to withstand the rigors of time has a history. Every battlefield is steeped in death. Both attract spirits. They press against the veil. When I dream in such places, I go deep into the Fade. I can find memories no other living being has ever seen.
You fall asleep in the middle of ancient ruins?
I do set wards. And if you leave food out for the giant spiders, they are usually content to live and let live.
That's impressive.
I've never heard of anyone going so far into the Fade. That's extraordinary.
Thank you. It's not a common field of study for obvious reasons. Not so flashy as throwing fire or lightning. The thrill of finding remnants of a 1,000-year-old dream? I would not trade it for anything. I will stay then. At least until the breach has been closed.
Was that in doubt?
I am an apostate surrounded by Chantry forces in the middle of a mage rebellion. Cassandra has been accommodating, but you understand my caution.
Cassandra will protect you.
Cassandra trusts you. She won't let anyone put you into a circle against your will.
Thank you. I appreciate the thought. But now let us hope either the mages or the Templars have the power to seal the breach.
I'm going with the Templars.
Closing the breach is our primary goal. But I hope we might also discover what was used to create it. Any artifact of such power is dangerous. The destruction of the Conclave proves that much.
You don't think whatever created the explosion was destroyed in the blast?
You survived, did you not? The artifact that created the breach is unlike anything seen in this age. I will not believe it destroyed until I see the shattered fragments with my own eyes.
I agree.
We would do well to try to recover whatever created the breach.
Liliana's people have scoured the area near the blast and found nothing. Whatever the artifact was, it is no longer there. In any case, did you need me for anything?
We'll talk later.
Good.
Go back up to there and get more war table stuff. Something back there I'll have to get in a
With
minute.
passioned breath does the darkness creep. It is the whisper in the night, the lie. You built for them, the center of all creation.
I know there's some chests
And
down that
for a
one area,
time
but
you dwelled
can't
among
unlock them
them.
until I get Sarah. Maynard Cullen, I to understand you are in charge. Plague on you, sir, for spitting in the face of an honest petitioner. Anything over here? Now we'll have Liliana collect some coin.
Let's see what we have.
With passioned breath.
I still need to talk to Cullen and Cassandra.
Greetings.
What do you know about the Fade?
A great deal from my wanderings. There are few hard facts, but I can share what I have learned.
I'd like to know more about the breach.
Simply put, it is a tear in the veil between this world and the Fade, allowing spirits to enter the world physically. Small tears occur naturally when magic weakens the veil, or when spirits cluster at an area that has seen many deaths. But your mark allows you to exert some control over the breach. That means it was created deliberately.
I'd like to know more about the Veil.
Circle mages call it a barrier between this world and the Fade. But according to my studies in ancient elven lore, that is a vast oversimplification. Imagine if spirits entered freely. The Fade was not a place one went, but a state of nature like the wind.
That sounds marvelous.
Sounds like it would be wonderful.
And dangerous. But yes, a world where imagination defines reality, where spirits are as common as trees or grass. Instead, Spirits are strange and fearful, and the Fade is a terrifying world touched only by mages and dreamers. I am glad that I'm not alone in seeing the beauty of such a world, along with the obvious peril.
I'd like to know more about demons.
The Chantry says that demons hate the natural world and seek to bring their chaos and destruction to the living. But such simplistic labels misconstrue their motivations, and in so doing, do all a great disservice. Spirits wish to join the living, and a demon is that wish gone wrong.
Is there a way to coexist? To live with them? If not in peace, at least without such active confrontation.
Not in the world we know today. The Veil creates a barrier that makes true understanding most unlikely. But the question is a good one, and it matters that you thought to ask.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye. Greetings.
I'd like to know more about you, Solus.
Why?
You're an apostate. Yet you risked your...
Not the wisest course.
I appreciate the work you're doing.
I'm sorry.
Alright.
Goodbye. Greetings. What? A great deal from my wandering. But your mark... Imagine if spirits entered freely. I am glad that I'm not a... Spirits wish to join the living. But the question is a good one. And it matters.
We'll talk...
Goodbye.
Reload that. I'll save
Greetings. Why?
Why not?
Privacy?
And don't...
I'm sorry.
that. Okay, that gives me disapproval. What's the other option get?
What can I do for you? Why?
You're an elven mage. Not from the Circle, not Dalish. You're an unknown element. I wouldn't trust my life to a blade before I'd tested its balance.
Nor would I. All right. What can I tell you?
I didn't get any approval or disapproval. I'd rather choose the other one where I say I respect him.
Hello. Why?
You're an apostate. Yet you risked your freedom to help the Inquisition.
Not the wisest course of action when framed that way.
I appreciate the work you're doing, Solus. I just wanted to know more about you.
I'm sorry. With so much fear in the air. What would you know of me?
What made you start studying the Fade?
I grew up in a village to the north. There was little to interest a young man, especially one gifted with magic. But as I slept, spirits of the Fade showed me glimpses of... I treasured my dreams. Being awake, out of the Fade, became troublesome.
Did spirits try to tempt you?
No more than a brightly colored fruit is deliberately tempting you to eat it. I learned how to defend myself from more aggressive spirits, and how to interact safely with the rest. I learned how to control my dreams with full consciousness. There was so much I wanted to explore.
I gather you didn't spend your entire life dreaming.
No. Eventually, I was unable to find new areas.
Why?
2 reasons. First, the Fade reflects the world around it. Unless I traveled, I would never find anything new. Second, the Fade reflects and is limited by our imaginations. To find interesting areas, one must be interesting.
Is this why you joined the Inquisition?
I joined the Inquisition because we were all in terrible danger. If our enemies destroyed the world, I would have nowhere to lay my head while dreaming of the Fade.
I wish you luck.
Thank you. In truth, I've enjoyed experiencing more of life to find more of the Fade.
How so?
You strengthen your body to deliver and withstand punishment. The muscles are an enjoyable side benefit. You have chosen a path whose steps you do not dislike because it leads to a destination you enjoy. As have I.
Kinda wish I'd chosen female elf this time, but I'll eventually do that and romance him.
You said you traveled to many different places.
This world, or its memory, is reflected in the Fade. Dream in ancient ruins, and you may see a city lost to history. Some of my fondest memories were found in crumbling cities, the best of the battlefields. Spirits press so tightly on the veil that you can slip across with but a thought.
Any place in particular?
I dreamt at Ostagar. I witnessed the brutality of the Darkspawn and the valor of the Ferelden warriors. I saw Alistair and the hero Ferelden light the signal fire, and Logain's infamous betrayal of Kaelin's forces.
I've heard the stories. It would be interesting to hear what it was really like.
That's just it. In the Fade, I see reflections created by spirits who react to the emotions of the warriors. One moment, I see heroic wardens lighting the fire, and a power-mad villain sneering as he lets King Kaelin fall. The next, I see an army overwhelmed and a veteran commander refusing to let more soldiers die in a lost cause.
You can't tell which is real.
It is the Fade. They are all real.
Have you always traveled and studied alone?
Not at all. I have built many lasting friendships. Spirits of wisdom, possessed of ancient knowledge, happy to share what they had seen. Spirits of purpose helped me search. Even wisps, curious and playful, would point out treasures I might have missed.
I don't know of any spirits by those names.
They rarely seek this world. When they do, their natures do not often survive exposure to the people they Wisdom and purpose are too easily twisted to pride and desire.
You're saying that you became friends with pride and desire demons?
They were not demons for me.
Meaning?
The Fade reflects the minds of the living. If you expect a spirit of wisdom to be a pride demon, it will adapt. And if your mind is free of corrupting influences, if you understand the nature of the spirit, they can be fast friends.
I'm impressed that you could become friends with spirits.
Anyone who can dream has the potential. Few ever try. My friends comforted me in grief and shared my joy. Yet, because they exist without form, as we understand it, the Chantry declares that spirits are not truly people. Is Cassandra defined by her cheekbones and not her faith? Varric by his chest hair and not his wit?
Yeah, spirits are people.
I hadn't thought about it that way. But I see your point.
Thank you. Few are willing to entertain such a notion.
Goodbye.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye. Greetings. Goodbye.
These truths the
Are we
Maker
going to
has
have new
revealed to me.
And I need to talk to Cassandra, Cullen, go out and explore this area, find some notes, find the logging stand that's out there. Do all that. That'll be a good chunk of this stream. It does take a while to do stuff in this game.
See reason, Lisette.
You're the one they're
cannot
calling
stay
the
here.
Herald.
If you know a way to make them stop, I'm all ears.
I don't. These things, though you may find
Let's
not.
get past this.
One day, my life is a debt I intend. Though it's a chance to uphold the Chantry's laws and help the mages.
Not every
One person trying to.
Take this iron. I gotta find that damn logging stand later.
You there. There's a shield in your hand. Block with it. If this man were your enemy, you'd be dead. Lieutenant, don't hold back. The recruits must prepare for a real fight, not a practice one.
Yes, Commander.
We've received a number of recruits. Locals from Haven and some pilgrims. None made quite the entrance you did.
I'm glad I'm here. I like to stand out.
At least I got everyone's attention.
That you did. I was recruited to the Inquisition in Kirkwall myself. I was there during the Mage Uprising. I saw firsthand the devastation it caused.
Sir.
Cassandra sought a solution. When she offered me a position, I left the Templars to join her cause. Now it seems we face something far worse.
You trust in the Inquisition?
You left the Templars for this. You believe the Inquisition can work?
I do. The Chantry lost control of both Templars and mages. Now they argue over a new divine while the breach remains. The Inquisition could act when the Chantry cannot. Our followers would be part of that. There's so much we can... Forgive me. I doubt you came here for a lecture.
You've thought this through.
You've given this a lot of thought.
I know what happens when order is lost, and action comes too late. There's still a lot of work ahead.
Commander, Sir Raiden has a report on our supply lines.
As I was saying.
Going through here, I can kind of see something along the troops that seems a little off. Most of my settings are set to medium. I could probably have them higher, but that's what the thing on my computer automatically has them set for. I do have mesh quality set to high.
Was there something you needed?
Why would Templars break away from the Chantry?
The Order believes the Chantry no longer supports their efforts. Not to the extent they should.
What changed?
But the Templars have served the Chantry for ages.
And in that time, they've come to take the Order's services for granted. Templars risk their lives against blood magic, demons, abominations, to feel as if those efforts are dismissed. I may disagree with the Order's actions, but I'm here as proof of that. But I sympathize with their frustrations.
Anything I should know?
Is there anything I should know?
Not at present.
What do you think?
Who do you mean? But I enjoy working with her. Cassandra may have declared... Some Templars have... Was there something you needed?
I'd like to know more about the Templars.
If you need insight into what the Order is doing now, I'm afraid I can't offer more than you already know. Anything else, I will answer as best I can.
Why did you join the Order?
I could think of no better calling than to protect those in need. I used to beg the Templars at our local Chantry to teach me. At first, they merely humored me. I must have shown promise, or at least a willingness to learn. The Knight Captain spoke to my parents on my behalf. They agreed to send me for training. I was 13 when I left home.
Not very old.
13? That's still so young.
I wasn't the youngest there. Some children are promised to the Order at infancy. Still, I didn't take on full responsibilities until I was 18. The Order sees you trained and educated first.
What about your family?
What about your family? Did you miss them?
Of course, but there were many my age who felt the same. We learned to look out for one another.
Do the Templars do anything besides hunt mages?
Templars protect against the dangers of magic. Before the Order left the Chantry, that meant serving in a circle. They were also tasked with tracking apostates, or fighting demons inevitably summoned by the weak or malicious.
What do you think of mages? Are they all a threat?
I've seen the suffering magic can inflict. I've treated mages with distrust because of it, at times without cause. That was unworthy of me. I will try not to do so here. Not that I want mages moving through our base completely unchecked. We need safeguards in place to protect people, including mages, from possession at the least.
You've lived in the Circle.
Typical. The last time I was in a circle was right before it fell apart. Nothing was typical.
Before that, then?
Certain rituals require a full guard. A mage's harrowing, for instance. Most of the time, you merely maintain a presence, on patrol or in the circle. Mages pretend to ignore that presence, but they're watching you just as closely.
Do Templars and mages never speak to each other?
Some do, but Templars are supposed to maintain a certain distance from their charges. If a mage is possessed or uses blood magic, you must act quickly, without hesitation. Of course, ignoring one another does nothing to foster understanding.
How are Templars trained?
What does Templar training involve?
There is weapon and combat training. Even without their abilities, Templars are among the best warriors in Thedas. Initiates must also memorize portions of the Chant of Light, study history, and improve their mental focus.
Did you enjoy your training?
I wanted to learn everything. If I was giving my life to this, I would...
Best.
You were a model student.
I wanted to be. Watching a candle burn down while reciting the chant of transfigurations wasn't the most exciting task. I admit, my mind sometimes wandered.
Do Templars take vows?
There's a vigil first. You're meant to be at peace during that time, but your life is about to change. When it's over, you give yourself to a life of service. That's when you're given a filter, your first draft of lyrium. As Templars, we are not to seek wealth or acknowledgement. Our lives belong to the Maker and the path we have chosen.
That's all. That's all from him. Yeah, I was right. Most of my stream so far has been spent talking to this people.
Ugh.
Damn it. I have green outer irises, purple inner iris. Kind of want to romance her again. You need stronger dummies.
I hope that wasn't meant to be me.
What? That?
You obviously don't like somebody.
Did I do the right thing? What I have set in motion here could destroy everything I have revered my whole life. One day they may write about me as a traitor, a madwoman, a fool, and they may be right.
What do you believe?
What does your faith tell you?
I believe you are innocent. I believe more is going on here than we can see. And I believe no one else cares to do anything about it. They will stand in the fire and complain that it is hot. But is this the Maker's will? I can only guess.
You don't think I'm the Herald of Andraste?
I think you were sent to help us.
Hope you were. What happens next?
What's going to happen now?
Now, we deal with the Chantry's panic over you before they do even more harm. Then we close the breach. After that, we find out who is responsible for this chaos. And if there are consequences to be paid for what I have done, I pay them. I only pray the price is not too high.
Damn it. You had to do it.
You didn't have any choice.
Didn't I? My trainers always said, Cassandra, you are too brash. You must think before you act. I see what must be done, and I do it. I see no point in running around in circles like a dog chasing its tail. But I misjudged you in the beginning, did I not? I thought the answer was before me, clear as day. I cannot afford to be so careless again.
You had cause.
It wasn't like you had no reason to suspect me.
I was determined to have someone answer for what happened. Anyone. You've said you don't believe you're chosen. Does that mean you also don't believe in the Maker?
I don't know. I do believe that's correct.
No, I don't.
It must be comforting to be so certain. I have to believe we were put on this path for a reason, even if you do not. Now it simply remains to see where it leads us.
Now I'm chosen. I don't believe in the Maker.
It occurs to me I don't actually know much about you.
What do you want to know?
I'm not sure. Where are you from?
You don't know?
I thought you knew that.
I suppose I could ask Liliana, but I don't want to ask her. I want to hear it from you.
Tell her.
I was born in Ostwick, and that's where most of my family is.
The Trevellians, is it not? A large clan with a rather clever coat of arms. Tell me, do you consider the Free Marches your home? Are you eager to go back?
Homer, it's wherever I am.
Wherever I am is home enough for me.
That's how I feel now, after years of tending to business for the Divine.
I'd like to get to know you better.
You would?
Is that a problem?
Not entirely. I'm just curious as to your motivation.
Just being friendly.
No motivation beyond making things between us less...
Antagonistic?
Exactly.
As you wish. My name is Cassandra Pentegast, daughter of the Royal House of Navarra, 78th in line. I joined the Seekers of Truth as a young woman, and was with the Order until they withdrew from the Chantry. I remained as the Divine's right hand, carrying out her order to form the Inquisition. That's all there is to know, my lord.
Your royalty?
You're a member of Navarra's royal family.
The Pentegasts are a very large clan.
Really?
No, but it feels that way. I have hundreds of relatives so distant they need charts to prove we're related. And they have them. Oh yes. The Pentegasts value their precious blood like it runs with gold.
Is that why you left?
And you joined the Seekers to get away from that?
It was a life worth getting away from. The Pentegasts are famed for dragon hunting. Most are fat and lazy. They pay lip service to the Maker and care only for idle pleasures and past glories. My brother was all that kept me in Navarra. Once he was gone, so was I.
You don't seem to like your homeland much.
My family polluted it for me. What little I saw of my homeland was through the bars of a gilded cage. My uncle treated me like a porcelain doll. Thus I did not see Navarra. The real Navarra until much later. By then I realized I knew it not at all.
Your uncle? What about your parents?
They had the misfortune of taking the wrong side in the second attempt to overthrow King Marcus. The king executed them, but spared my brother and I since we were family, and children at the time. Thus we were raised by my uncle, a Mortalitasi who preferred the company of his corpses to the living.
Your uncle was
a death mage. He still is. My countrymen do not burn the dead, they bury them in special crypts.
Yes, they do.
The Mortalitasi supervise the crypts, like priests. Navarrans spend more time honoring dead relatives than they do with living ones. It is odd to be so fascinated with death and its trappings. I will never understand it.
So you were the right hand to the Divine?
To Divine Justinia, yes.
And Beatrix before her.
The position is normally reserved for Templars of the Knights Divine, but my circumstances were unusual.
Unusual how?
You don't know the story? I will tell you if you wish. The short version is that I once saved the previous Divine's life. My reward was becoming her right hand.
Protector.
But what does a right hand do exactly?
What is your hand capable of? It gives, it takes, it beckons. It makes a fist. Liliana and I extended the Divine's reach beyond the Grand Cathedral. After Beatrix, I was tired of the position and wanted to return to the Seekers. But Justinia convinced me to stay. Her vision for the future gave me hope.
You thought she could really change things?
Justinia knew the war was coming long before it began. She tried to avert it, but the forces arrayed against her were too strong. Sometimes you have to break a bone so it can be reset. It was to be the answer. A means to preserve as well as an agent for change. I only wish she had lived to see it.
How did you become the right
So
hand?
what's the story about you becoming the right hand?
Sweet Andraste, do you really want to hear that? It was, what, 18, 20 years ago? Some still discuss it like it happened
She's in her
yesterday.
late 30s, early 40s.
The tale gets bigger each time it's told. I barely recognize myself within it now.
I'm sure you're just being modest.
I was there. To hear others tell it, I alone saved Divine Beatrix from a horde of dragons sent to assault the Grand Cathedral. Rather impressive for such a young seeker, wouldn't you say?
And the truth is?
I stumbled upon a conspiracy to kill Beatrix. A Templar Knight Commander was at its heart. And there was a dragon battle at the Grand Cathedral, but I had help from loyal mages. They freed the dragons from magical control. Without them, the Divine and I would both have died. Yet I became the right hand, and they are forgotten.
What happened to the mages that helped you?
They went back to their circles. with rewards and privileges, and many of them died at the conclave.
Impressive.
An impressive tale. I can see why people enjoy telling it.
Just wait till they start telling stories about you.
Tell me about your brother.
I would prefer not to...
I have to go around and explore crap. Get those notes. Find that logging stand. Find more iron.
I should look around.
Nothing around here specifically, but there's out here. I'll spend more time like collecting more resources and stuff like off stream unless I'm required to do them for a quest. I'm gonna keep searching for these till I can get that logging stand. Pretty sure there's a logging stand in this game. Like in this area. I'll have to check that. I'm just collecting resources here for right now. Go ahead and attack. Pretty sure there is a damn logging stand out here. Actually, I gotta look that up. Pretty sure there is one in Haven, isn't there? Yep, northern end of the map. Yeah, I need to go back this way. north of here. All the way up here in the north. How the hell do I keep getting according to that little map? It should be around here somewhere. Oh, way off course. I have a map brought up in the Origins browser. Goes to show where the damn thing is. There it is. I just kept passing it before. Head back now and complete those little quests. Get some damn ram skins. Okay, I guess I'm not getting them. I'll go ahead and do these quests now and actually get started a little bit doing more quests.
I spoke with Commander Cup. The mages have been quiet since your attack on the conclave.
Their attack? Do you have information confirming that the mages were responsible?
I had a few.
I can't jump up there from here. This game will take a while to get through. I think after I complete playing Fallout 4, though, I'll probably start with Morrowind.
You won't be able to get blades for the recruits.
Tell Master Harriet that ore doesn't... Nice work with those supplies. The smiths might not affect you much, but our recruits will have better... Just take it over there. One of... Turns out here...
Got that done. I'm gonna return the notes and see if I can make any weapons, any armor.
Secrets.
You're back. And in one piece. You want some of these mixed up? Let me know if you need anything.
shock armor potion. That'll be helpful.
Let me know if you need anything.
Cassandra as well. Not sure what I'll give to him yet.
Let me know if you need anything.
That's not my main quest. Have to go talk to the blacksmith. Yeah, but not much has happened so far, like I thought it would. Spent most of my time talking to people and just running around.
Come on, you've seen our mounts. Most of them should be pulling plows.
Didn't all grow up. Right, whatever.
I can make a cheap revered defender helm. I think Cal the Pure is the better one. Since I have to make a helmet right now, might make helmet the Inquisitor. What's the other quest here? Modify armor.
Let me know. Another time.
Why the hell am I wearing that coat for? I need to make defender arms or defender legs. Because I can't complete that one quest just
Let me
yet.
know.
Here I should just be able to go right to the hinterlands, yep. I'm actually gonna head to the Black Emporium. And then I'll head to hinterlands. Cassandra over here. Varric will wear. Let's see which one of these is better. Cold resistance, melee defense, and it has better. This has better armor anyway.
Everything is for sale. Except the rejuvenating oils. Those are for my personal.
I'm not gonna buy anything here yet. I just wanted to visit here. Off we go. Eventually the Inquisition becomes the size of a small army.
Herald of Andraste. I've heard the stories. Everyone has. We know what you did at the breach. It's an honor to meet you, my lord. Inquisition Scout Harding, at your service. Well, all of us here, will do whatever we can to help.
Harding, huh? Ever been to Kirkwall's Hightown?
I can't say I have. Why?
You'd be Harding and... No, never mind.
Ugh.
I'm starting to worry about these stories that everyone's heard.
Oh, there's nothing to worry about. They only say you're the last great hope for Thedas.
Oh, wonderful.
The hinterlands are as good a place as any to start fixing things. We came to secure horses from Redcliffe's old horsemaster. I grew up here, and people always said that Dennett's herds were the strongest and the fastest this side of the Frostbacks. But with the Mage Templar fighting getting worse, we couldn't get to Dennett. Mother Giselle's at the crossroads helping refugees and the wounded. Corporal Vale and our men are doing what they can to help protect the people, but they won't be able to hold out very long. You best get going. No time to lose.
I've news, sir.
Where's Harding at? Get a look at some notes I've made here. I think I'm gonna go with Whirlwind. I'm gonna go probably down this way. Let's see, trying to find something. Come on, damn it, come on, shit. Get him Peaceful Aura. Let's see. Thing Inferno. And for Varric, Cassandra, let's see. She's currently just Sword and Shield. Pretty sure I have something for just Sword and Shield. Shit. I don't like enjoy playing as the tanks much, but I'm gonna make my character that this time, tank champion. She needs War Cry. have to get to Varric. Easy to miss. Damn it. Alright, got all that done. I'll head down to the hinterlands.
That may be worth investigating.
Yes, it probably is.
Mother Giselle cannot be far. Inquisition! Forces. They're trying to protect the refugees.
Looks like they could use a hand.
Kill that one!
Hold. We are not apostates.
I do not think they care, Seeker. We are not Templars. We mean you no harm.
Doesn't look like they're listening.
Be ready. More coming our way.
That's a combo right there.
Oh, shit.
We are victorious once more.
We defeated the enemies at the crossroads.
There are mages here who can heal your wounds. Lie still.
Don't touch me, Mother.
An Inquisition soldier.
Their magic is...
Turn to noble purpose. Their magic is surely no more evil than your blade.
What?
Hush, dear boy. Allow them to ease your suffering.
Mother Giselle?
I am. And you must be the one they are calling the Herald of Andraste.
I don't want them to. God damn it.
Not through any choice of mine.
We seldom have much say in our fate, I'm sad to say.
So you agree with them?
I don't presume to know the Maker's intentions, for any of us. But I did not ask you to come simply to debate with me.
Then why am I here?
I know of the Chantry's denouncement, and I am familiar with those behind it. I won't lie to you. Some of them are grandstanding, hoping to increase their chances of becoming the new divine. Some are simply terrified. So many good people, senselessly taken from us.
It was a tragedy.
What happened was horrible.
Fear makes us desperate, but hopefully not beyond reason. Go to them. Convince the remaining clerics you are no demon to be feared. They have heard only frightful tales of you. Give them something else to believe.
Will that work?
That won't just make it worse.
Could it be worse than it is?
Probably, yes.
Let me put it this way. You needn't convince them all. You just need some of them to doubt. Their power is their unified voice. Take that from them and you receive the time you need.
Thank you.
It's good of you to do this.
I honestly don't know if you've been touched by fate or sent to help us, but hope is what we need now. The people will listen to your rallying call as they will listen to no other. You could build the Inquisition into a force that will deliver us or destroy us. I will go to Haven and provide Sister Leliana the names of those in the Chantry who will be amenable to a gathering. It is not much, but I will do whatever I can.
Corporal Vale is coordinating the Inquisition's efforts in the area. We should speak with him.
Alright, I'll go speak with him.
Long day.
I'm not looking for any trouble.
What is this?
Just some feel.
Make up be will.
Would that I could.
Of course.
You're with the Inquisition. Thanks for your help. The Mages and Templars don't seem to care who gets caught in their war. The refugees here are in dire need of help. If the war doesn't kill them, cold or starvation will.
What can you
We haven't heard from him.
Let's
Best
skip
we
through
can
this a
tell,
little
he's
bit
holed up
dialogue.
until the mate. I know healers are in short supply. There's a hunter up the hill who has some idea. A recruit named Whittle is trying to make every Templar I've ever known. The rebels in Redcliffe. Can I help you with anything?
You were concerned about...
There's a hunter up the hill.
Go around each little person and talk to them about what they need.
mages? Where are their coats?
I'm sure the apostate...
Gonna skip through those things with those people. Don't mind me, I'm just yelling for no reason.
I'm pleased to hear
That's
it.
the last of the bread. Going to be a long... Too dangerous to...
I'll ask around again tomorrow.
Someone, anyone, please help my wife.
Potion from the refugee's son.
Did you hear the news?
My girl, it's not me.
Thank you.
I'll probably spread out. Actually, I'm probably gonna head over this way, try to get to the horse master, because he has a quest. I think that will requires me like to do war table missions. Yeah, I'll head out that way.
You fight hard, Seeker.
We would be dead if I did not.
Did I miss something by going through there? Shit. I think I've eaten too much solid food in the past couple days, not enough liquids. Another camp set up this way.
We could make camp here?
Nothing to report, sir. Look at this. The apostates have gone mad with power.
Well, the Templars aren't looking any better here.
Fight everyone along this area.
Someone help!
Yeah.
Back me up! We must continue on if we are to secure the Alliance.
much would have went west directly. I have to go back over there and fight people and then come back this way. Although I might not even reach the horse camp for the people I have to fight. Yeah, that would have been where I would have came through that camp. Got a few guys over there, it seems. Back to the Witchwood area later. And I keep getting stuff further and further in. Oh, bitch. Probably don't want to be fighting them right now. I don't think I would have been able to get over to where the horse guy was anyway. Be it. I have to stop it for now. And I'm getting ready to get dressed.